Were you happy with the devil behind the silver door?
Has Pepper continued to carry the devil with him, or has he cured his demons?
Is the show anti-lobotomies or just anti-mini RV mobile lobotomies?
We'll answer all those questions and more on this episode of
IceCold,
a podcast about the terror devil in silver.
You ever think there's something?
Hey everybody, my name's Bubba, and with me as always is someone who relishes misery, and I call him a tuppy. It's Catfish.
Oh, Bubba, it's so pleasing to be joined by somebody who also would not survive a fall from about 8 to 10 feet.
Hey now, R.I.P. Dorry. Guys, we're going to be breaking down the final 2 episodes of the 3rd series of the anthology series, The Terror. This season is called The Devil in Silver. We're going to be breaking down episode 5, Vermillion, episode 6, Starry Night. On this podcast, we're going to close down Hyde Psychiatric Hospital. We are going to do some blathering about the book and how it compares to the show. And Catfish, I am very worried. We normally don't talk about the podcast reviews before we record them, but I think I know how you feel. But let our listeners know, what is your rating out of 10 for these final 2 episodes of Devil in Silver?
All right, Bubba, I'm going to give that 4 out of 10 what I like to call Triple H's.
Triple H's?
Yeah, Triple H stands for what the hell happened?
Oh, no.
Everything was building up in 3 and 4. We had some scares. We had some mystery. What's behind the door? What's doing all this? And, you know, the problem sometimes when you build up stuff is that you got to pay it off. Also, if you're doing a scary show, it's pretty important to have scares escalate rather than, from what I consider, go up and up and up, 3 and 4, and then have none in 5 and 6.
Escalate or dissipate, which is better?
Man, it's just listen. This is just rough. It was really getting there, and I was at a point where I'm like, I cannot wait to watch these episodes. Really nice setup. But like Dorry, they seem to have intentionally jumped off the gate here because they were like, we don't know what else to do. So that was that's my feelings, Bubba.
Catfish, 4 out of 10. Have you ever rated anything? You and Matt covered Penny Dreadful City of Angels, the spinoff City of Angels. That was supposed to be a rough show. Have you ever given something as low as a 4 out of 10? Whoa.
You know what? This is definitely the lowest. It might be tied with some of the stuff in City of Angels. But wow, this is just not befitting the Terror franchise. I just can't imagine how anybody would say, we've got this whole supernatural thing, and then just to let it go like this. There's so many things that are not paid off in this. So many characters that aren't paid off. So much that isn't paid off. I just don't understand. We had all these things brought up. We had these cool things brought up. CCH Plunder. She's like, I know what you are. I'm going to pour down the rice. This whole thing. That never happens.
No.
There's just so much. Our book club guy,
Stephen Root,
he gone. No explanation for why he gone. He just gone. If he's just going to disappear like that, and you've got these other undeveloped characters, don't have that character and have some of those guys do him. Just so much made me sad, Bubba. So I'm just going to hang my head in sadness, and I'm going to let you bring things up with your super high review of these last 2 episodes, Bubba. You go for it.
Mine is not going to be as low as a 4 out of 10, Catfish, because I did enjoy episode 5 a bit, but the ending, I thought the ending, these 2 episodes deserve 6 double Fs out of 10.
Double Fs?
Yeah, that stands for fell flat. Dorry and the series fell flat.
Oh, no.
Just like the San Antonio Spurs, Dorry died on a basketball court.
Oh,
this was pitiful. Judith Light, we're going to talk about what worked, and Judith Light acts the hell out of this series, and in that final episode, she's young Dorry learning about her story, that is the best thing in this episode to me. So we want to celebrate what's good. Listeners, if you disagree and you like the show, go down in the YouTube comments and tell us. Reach out on social media at PHQ and tell us. If you are disappointed like us, we want to hear from you too. Go tell us. So let's just cut to it real quick, Catfish. Normally we talk about our best moment, favorite scare. I'm with you. There was nothing in these 2 episodes, especially even close to scary. So I'm just going to say my best moment is Dorry's flashback and learning about her life. The young actress who played young Dorinda, I thought was great. Otherwise, there was a whole lot in this final episode where they're trying to like wrap things up, explain things, and I think it would have been better off left unexplained. What was your favorite moment, best scare, if there was one?
I mean, my favorite moment was Loochie in the museum at the end. She's drawing. She's the one person who has sort of been able to grow out of this.
Yep.
If I'm to understand what happened correctly, Pepper now has this thing whispering in his ear.
Yep.
I thought that he was going to take it over from his son, and maybe I wasn't watching carefully, but I didn't see the moment he took it away from his son. But apparently he took it away from his son, and so the only person I'm really happy with, and I want to thrive after this is Loochie.
All right. Hey, listeners, we're tough. Maybe you're tough, but there's got to be a moment you like, the best moment, the best scare. Go down in those YouTube comments and let us know. One thing, Catfish, we've talked about in all these podcasts is a double H.
Double H.
Hysterical horror, the funniest bit. I got to be honest, I struggled to find a funny bit in these final 2 episodes. Did you find one?
No, I did not. I'm sorry, I did not find a funny bit in these episodes.
This is funny in context. The cop with the goatee who looks like he voted for Trump, excuse me. I laughed because he had a line that revealed, I voted for Trump. He said, this is going to bite me in the ass. I know it. They're going to blame it all on the white guy with the badge. That's what they always do now. And I thought, you know what? I knew you voted for Trump, but thank you for confirming it. White jerk.
Voted for Trump. He's going to be running the DOJ next week, Bubba. Now, Bubba, before we get into the rest of this stuff, though, well, let's answer a big question. People want to know. Let's answer this question. The show is called Devil in Silver.
Yep.
Okay. There's a devil behind the silver door. Bubba, I mean, we got to get to it. This is the crux of the show. This is the big bad.
Sure.
Are you happy with the reveal of what's behind the silver door and the monster in general? Do you feel like you understand how it works, what it's done, the whole thing?
We could have a very short segment and I could just say no. But what I'll say is, I guess to understand it, horrific things were created there. Evil things were done in this space. And it's like the evil that was done there somehow became a magical presence, went to this patient who was already violent, Arnold, and made him do things or acted within it to do things, or needed a host. Maybe it needed a host in Arnold so it could go out and do things. Maybe that's it. But again, I think it would have been better not even trying to explain it rather than what I would call a half cock.
Well, I feel like it went into Dr. Walter first. Because that's why he came up with his plan for roving lobotomies, drive-through lobotomies.
Listen, I'm just going to ring the bell. Kids will run like it's an ice cream man. Hop in the back. Get her done.
I feel like I understand it to a point.
Okay.
It seems like what we learned was this presence needs a body.
Sure.
But that body wasn't doing everything that happened in this episode.
Supernatural stuff.
So it's supernatural, doors blowing off. So if I understand that, but it still needs the body to be tethered to, then the ending where Pepper's got it doesn't mean that it's controlled. So basically it's still out in the world, but it feels like it's not clear. I feel like maybe you need to dumb it down or whatever. But if you're going to explain the whole thing, at least make it clear to us what the ending means. Because I think they're trying to mean that the ending is happy because Pepper's going to contain it.
He's going to control his demons. Yeah, Catfish.
Right.
When you said it, you need to dumb it down. I didn't realize you were talking like metaphorically for the viewers. I was like, hey, we've got this evil force. Let's dumb it down by putting it in Pepper. Sorry.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Pepper
what?
wasn't completely restraining his evil forces because he decided to go on like a 10-minute monologue rant that really, really put a real strong exclamation point on the end of this show. All right, so look, listeners, maybe if you understand the full rationale of what's going on, how this monster worked, what it means towards the ending, you let us know.
100%. Real quickly, Catfish, all season long, we've been saying, hey, is this character Looney Tunes? They need their meds, or are they regular Tunes? They're just a regular person with some quirks. So let's do some characters that we haven't hit on too much. How about Dr. Walter? Either the evil spirit version of him or the eye doctor version of him. Dr. Walter, Looney Tunes, regular Tunes. What says you?
Oh, Bubba, I think I gotta go regular Tunes. I gotta go regular Tunes. Look, he had a plan for the world, and he was taking action. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, just for that, I'm gonna say he's Looney Tunes because he's like, listen, I gotta do a lobotomy on the road. Hey, patient, I'm pulling up to a drive-through. What do you want? Hey, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. What do you want? Okay, he wants a number 2. You know, you do the lobotomy, you get to the drive-through window, you're like, this guy wants a number 2.
Uh-huh. I'm waiting. Uh-huh.
No, wait. It turned out this guy changed his mind. He lost his mind because it's now in the front seat with me.
No, I get it. I get it.
Okay, how about the
you know what? I'm just glad to know that you were so tickled by the idea of that you had a hard time getting through with it.
So listen. What about patient?
Let me get this. No, do you want to explain? You want to explain it again?
Yes.
No, he wants a number 3 now. He changed his mind. Get it?
More like I changed his mind. Okay, so Patient Arnold. He's the person behind the door. As a youth, he liked to stare at people menacingly. He ends up attacking Dr. Walter. Patient Arnold. Looney Tune, regular Tune.
Oh, I think he's an OG LT Looney Tune. OG Looney Tune. Guy been Looney. You know what?
What?
As far as I'm concerned, in the history of this hospital, this guy was the looniest of tunes.
Amen. How about young Dorry, lovely actress who played young Dorinda? What do you think about her? Regular Tunes or Looney Tunes? She just wants to paint some walls. Is that
she just wants to paint the walls and go and dress up and go to her favorite restaurant. She's regular Tunes. Her husband is what I like to call a-hole Tunes.
A-hole Tunes. That's Adult Swim for you and I.
Yeah.
How about a character who I've already given a shine to today? White cop with goatee. Looney Tunes or regular Tunes?
Sadly, Bubba, for the state of our society right now, I would say he's a large minority regular Tunes. It may not be the majority, but it's too large of a minority.
That's amen to that. Regular Tunes indeed. Hey, listeners, we're being silly. Go down in the YouTube comments. If you love this episode, defend it from our silliness. If you were frustrated like us, join us in our kind of craziness. Now, one thing we always enjoy here is an ice cold put down.
Yep.
Catfish, episode 5 and 6. I've got a handful of them. You always read them to me. I'm going to read them to you.
Finally.
Dorry told Pepper, guys like you always want to die for something. I get the appeal. You do it once and then it's over. They put up a statue or throw a parade. It's easy. That's ice.
Is it easy? Okay.
Dr. Walter diagnoses Pepper by saying, Pepper, you are pathologically selfish.
Oh, that's another reason why Dr. Walter is regular tunes,
Okay,
because he's right about that.
He diagnosed one patient correct. You know, what do they say? Blind squirrel gets a clock, a broken clock correct. How about, I can't remember if it was Mr. Mac, one of those characters we say is Statler and Waldorf, but Dr. Anand's reading to the book club. He says, you know what? I wanted to work here. I wanted to do some good. And this Mr. Mac says, who in their right mind would want to work in a place like this? Amen. Dr.
Good point.
Anand said this to Dorry. He said, Dorry, you are beyond help. You've always been. Oosh.
Ouch.
And then my final one, Catfish, the only other one in these two episodes is Dr. Anand, because he feels like he's being blamed for Coffee's death. He tells Dorry, you want to throw the blame at my feet. Dorry says, it belongs there. Ba-boom.
Ooh, it's cold. Well, Bubba,
Yeah.
I'm going off the board here.
What?
You always go off the board and you come over the top and you've got it. I think I've got it.
Okay, let's
In
hear it.
episode 5, Dorry brings in a folder. I think it's about coffee, but who cares? Pepper says, is his blood on it? Dorry says, no. Pepper says, then I guess it's just on your hands.
Oh,
ice cold.
Catfish, you were paying close attention to these episodes. I missed that somehow.
I was not.
Maybe I was like, how could you say that to Dorry? Catfish, I'm going to bow down to you. You are correct. That is
Thank you.
The ice cold put down of the week without question.
I appreciate that.
Let's lay down on the couch as we want to do and answer a big question about these two episodes.
Okay.
Anthony, in the end, comes around and supports his dad. His dad is his biological dad's treating him terrible the whole time. Anthony is asking himself, why risk my life for Pepper, my father? Catfish, I'll lay down on the couch and enter a calm state. Why should Anthony risk his life for Pepper?
No, you shouldn't.
Wait, what? Wait, was that a choice? Wait, why not?
No, that's my doctorly advice to you. Look, this guy abandoned you as a child. He picked you up for about 15 minutes, gave you a quarter of a flapjack, and sent you packing on your way. All right?
That was
I don't even know why you're going to go visit him in the hospital. I mean, he's Looney Tunes right now. He's not going to be able to help you. You shouldn't listen to his advice on anything. Not one thing you should listen to his advice on. I think you just need to move along. Don't rely on him for nothing. But listen, hey.
Yeah.
That's all right. Is that the way you feel? Now, we got a few minutes left. You just you want to talk about something else?
Yeah, do you have any money I could borrow for my mom's funeral? Hey, listeners, you tell us. Anthony seemingly forgave his father for quote unquote reasons. Did you buy it? Did you emotionally connect with that?
What reasons?
For reasons, Catfish. Go down in the comments.
Why did he keep visiting him? Every time he visited him, his dad was like, look, you got to get out of here.
Yeah, this place is bad. Go away.
Well, yeah, this place is bad, or just, just leave, please.
My boy came up just the other day. The cat's in the cradle.
No, it's not. Everything's fine after that.
Okay.
His 10-minute monologue at the end of the last episode, which,
what about
as I was listening to, I was like, is this an apology? What did he say? I'm not going to apologize. I'm just explaining. What the hell? That was a horrible explanation.
My son, Anthony, I hugged Dr. Walter out of him. He's got to love me now. Huh?
Okay, I guess that's the way it worked.
Hey, Catfish, let me go ahead and get to some Triple B.
Triple B?
Bubba book blathering. You mentioned earlier about Stephen Root's doctor disappearing. This is a great moment to really talk about how this book, which I really enjoyed, I don't think it's great. It was very good, but not great. But the one thing about it, it was not especially scary. If it's a 500-page book, maybe 75 pages of the 500 deal with scares and deal with kind of the patients reacting to things and things that seem shocking. 425 pages of this 500-page book are about theoretically examining a bad facility run by the government to take care of these people who really need help. That's what it's about. It's a modern day, who One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with some moments of scare. So let's get to that, Dr.
Well, I mean, first of all, but let's be clear. This seems to be in the terror's wheelhouse, right?
True,
In each
true.
season, we have been in a place that already is an oppressive and challenging environment for people.
Yes.
And then we add to that something supernatural. So,
Right.
yes, this is what we thought was going on in this season. As we went on, though, episodes 3 and 4 seemed to more focus on the supernatural,
Yep.
whereas in the other two shows, the whole way it kind of felt, the whole way it felt like it was sort of half
Yeah.
that there was the real challenges, but the other. But in this one, it went supernatural 3, 4, and then it felt like we lost some of the supernatural in 5 and 6.
Well, definitely in 5. Well, Catfish, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
The book in the end reveals there's no supernatural. Let me get to
What?
the Stephen Root character. Remember how he's possibly attacked? He hears a scary noise, then we never see him again. In the book, the Stephen Root character is doing this as a side hustle. There's this grant that gives this doctor the ability to come in and do a book club with these patients on the side. He's doing it. The grant goes away because the government doesn't care anymore, wants to use the money in a different way. So Stephen Root's character is stopped paying, so he stops coming.
No, we got none of that in the show.
No, you didn't.
And that's a bad reason for him to leave anyway in the show. If you're only going to have him for
100%.
that bit, have something weird happen to him.
Well,
why not have something weird happen to him?
Well, he
like it
heard a
happened to the
strange
cop,
noise.
like in
He
whatever.
heard a strange
Yes,
noise and then disappeared. Catfish, I don't know why they did it this way. I'm saying that's what happened in the book. I want to get to, okay, the book has no real supernatural. What it turns out, you realize at the end, is this terrible treatment, which has been just giving them drugs to pretty much placate them, to make them, vapid. There is a violent patient that's being held in this one room behind a silver door. This violent patient has figured out, hey, I can crawl up into the ceiling, I can get onto the floor above us, or I can crawl through the ceiling tiles and get other patients, and injure them because I have violent tendencies. Because all the patients are on these psychotic drugs, when they are being attacked under the influence of these drugs, they're seeing, oh my God, a monster's attacking me, whatever. Pepper saw the buffalo monster.
Oh, okay.
And that's what it turns out in the end. I want to point out that Dorry, remember how she had this discussion with Dr. Walter? You want to get out of here. In the show, she had a discussion with Dr. Walter. She beats up Dr. Anand, and so then she goes and kills herself. No. In the book, what happened is Dorry was like, hey, this person behind the silver door, hey, maybe we can make friends with him. The Pepper, Coffee, and Loochie are like, no, we got to take him out. Long story short, they're trying to take him out. Dorry's trying to, be friends with him. She kind of helps the cops who are coming for kind of different reasons, points them at, hey, a violent patient is around the corner that's being, you've got to stop. The cops hear the violent patient. They don't realize it's the patient being held down on the ground by a black man, Coffee. The cops shoot Coffee. Dorry feels so guilty about Coffee's death that after a couple of days, and after the patient's like Pepper treating her poorly, she goes out, climbs up. There's no supernatural. She's just so guilty. She climbs up on the fence, dives head first into the concrete, and kills herself. So there's no Dr. Walter. There's no lobotomies. There's no son of Pepper. There's no girlfriend hanging around at Pepper's. It is really there are spooky moments because you don't know what this buffalo monster is attacking Pepper and some of the other patients and causing these scary moments. But in the end, what happens is Pepper and Loochie have a chance to escape. They say, we got to go off our meds. All the patients hear about this. They all want to get out of there. So they all go off their meds. Because they're off their meds, many of them are like, wait a minute, before we leave, we got to beat up this patient behind the silver door that's attacking us. They're about to kill the person behind the silver door. Now, once again, this person behind the silver door is mentally challenged and they're violent, but they're about to be killed. Pepper, in the end, decides not to go with the rescue plan. Loochie escapes, but Pepper decides, hey, Loochie, you go. I'm going to save this guy because I'm off my meds. I'm not really crazy. I see this as a bunch of mentally challenged people now about to kill this poor guy who's violent. He is a violent patient, but he's violent because of his mental challenges. The book ends with Pepper saving saving, quote unquote, the devil, for lack of a better word. And that's how the book ends. And so why they chose this book, you said the author's work. What were you saying about that?
I mean, he writes generally kind of scary, spooky stuff, but it doesn't make sense to take this book and put a supernatural spin on it.
Yeah.
Why not take a book that's already supernatural? There's an author I've read a little bit, Grady Hendrix.
Yes. Yes. He's written a lot
He's
of
done a
popular
book
books.
called Horror Store, which is about, it's crazy. It's about bad things happening in IKEA. I wonder if they could even do that one now, though, because there seem to be there's misdirection and extra spaces, so people might compare it a little bit too much to back rooms now. He's got a book called How to Sell a Haunted House, which is scary. He's got some scary stuff. Let's go with something that's already supernatural rather than grafting something supernatural on it, is I guess what I'm saying.
That makes more sense. Catfish, they didn't do it. We have been real tough listeners on these
We
final
have.
2 episodes, especially the last one. If you agree and you've gotten this far in our podcast, please go down and give us a comment and tell us why you enjoyed it, why it was satisfying for you. Because I've been online, I've seen people have been satisfied with the ending. I've also been online and seen people unsatisfied. So, Catfish, let's wrap up this podcast by getting the feedback, huh?
All right, so we've got some feedback on previous episodes. Jeremy Ashton says Dan Stevens is underrated. So good in this and everything else. I agree. Love Dan Stevens. Love Dan Stevens. I've said he's in my favorite movies, The Guest.
Yeah.
Just the accent was just too much for me here. The accent was a little over the top.
Little Looney Tunes on the accent. Hey, we got this great feedback. Admittedly, it's on episodes 3 and 4 from someone with the handle "This Pains Me." They wrote, and I should say they're responding to our questions about, is Dorry evil? Certainly in episodes 3 and 4, you wondered, is Dorry working with the entity? Well, This Pains Me says that, hey, I heard Dorry say she's obeying Dr. Walter to keep everyone safe. I don't think Dorry's evil at all. Well, This Pains Me, I agree. Certainly at the end, Dorry was not evil. She was just a patient going through challenging stuff. And in the show, it's definitely supernatural. So,
I mean, at the very end, though, she gone.
now that is a true statement. Catfish, because we can't have any feedback yet because we're just putting out the podcast, I wanted to see how people felt. Once again, on social media,
Tell me.
some people have really enjoyed the series. And some people had a hard time with the ending. Here's somebody with
okay. Well, I'm sure you, because we were so negative, that you have some real positive feedback to read to counterbalance what we've said.
I will let this silence sit as.
All right, we've got from Staubs. That's
Staubs.
Tracy 8367095 said. The series Devil in Silver, worst ending in history of anything I have ever seen.
Whoa.
Wow.
Catfish, have you do you agree? Is this, I mean, you said you're not sure you've ever rated anything a 4 out of 10 before. Have you agree with that? The worst ending ever? I don't.
Bubba, I think in a few years, I'm not going to remember how this one ended. I'm just going to remember how disappointed I was. There is a movie that Mrs. Catfish and I saw in the theaters many, many years ago, came out in 2019, that had such a shocking and just mystifying twist. The movie's called Serenity.
Oh boy, with Matthew McConaughey.
And Jeremy Strong.
Yep.
And Diane Lane. And it has a twist about 2/3 of the way through that is gobsmacking.
Oh, wow.
And was so horrible that I wondered how many people were involved in giving the green light to this, because it could not have been that many. But it was just stunning. So I'm going to remember that movie for the ending forever. And this one, no. So it's definitely not the worst, but it definitely was a bad trajectory. All right. And then we've got Pretty Girls Make Graves at Poet in Exile said, The Devil in Silver ended exactly the way you'd think it would. and that was disappointing.
Nope.
It just seemed to meander and not know where to go. But Judith Light was the best part of it, and Dan Stevens was angry eye candy.
Oh, wow.
Or angry eye candy, not angry eye candy. And that was fine by me.
Okay, so those are two people who agreed with us this was a disappointing ending. But there's this person who's at Carolina Cochina on Twitter who just simply wrote, I thought Devil in Silver was really good. And somebody, Edward Dawson Church, said, Widow's Bay and The Terror Devil in Silver are both fantastic, Catfish. So there's a couple people who disagree with us. And if you're like those people, we want to hear from you. We'd love it.
I cannot believe the blasphemer Baggins 1986 putting the Widow's Bay and The Terror in the same breath. Woo! Bubba.
Yeah.
We've done some shows.
We have.
And
close to 50 different shows.
We've done some shows, and I don't know if this will be memorable. I don't know if it's going to be like Emerald City.
Jeff!
The great one season alternate Wizard of Oz.
Boy, that was
but that is one we'll never forget, Bubba. No. So we'll see where this goes down, but it's definitely on the lower portion of the list.
Hey, everybody. If you enjoyed this silliness, and if you gotten to this point, I'm going to hope you enjoyed our silly podcast. We want you to subscribe and join us. When this show, we thought it was great. We sang its praises in our reviews of episodes 3 and 4. When it let us down, we were honest. If you want to yell at me on Twitter and vent at me for being so terrible.
Yeah, get them.
Hey, you can find me on social media at Fit and Trim. That's FITTENTRIM at Fit and Trim on social media.
And I am Catfish. You can hit me up at G to the Man. That's GEETOTHEMAN on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you want to complain about me, at Fit and Trim, FITT.
Dr. Walter
ENTRIM.
Dr. Walter, get it.
Fit and Trim. And we'll talk to you next time on IceCold. Mark 2.
Now that it's over, let me say I really enjoyed it.
You ever think there's something?
Please, never again. All right.